Sure. Now, if that doesn't put a skip in your jump and a hop in your step, then nothing ever will, I reckon. Thank you for that. Gents, I'll be moderating the session, and Henlu from the Alumni Office has been most kind to be assisting us in this, so we do say thank you, Henlu, to you and Fadi. What I'd like to just do is just run you through the basic program. We're going to have a few presenters, a few speakers. Roux and Nico will be next, the chairman of the Alumni Association, also known as the Bond, as you might know them. I'm going to have a lekker chat with Rechter Edwin Cameron, which we are very excited about. Spurgeon will tell us a little bit about what's happening in the res from the inwonende hoofs perspective. We've got Schalk Brits on the line, I think, for a bit of a chat. And then Christo van der Bank, our new primarius for 2021, will also be joining us shortly for a bit of a chat. And that's sort of the outtake of the evening. So without further ado, I'm going to hand the reins to Roux van Westhuizen. He's going to speak to us for about 5 minutes and tell us what's been happening in his life. Roux, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ernie. Goeiedag, meneer. It's great to be part of the first Wilgenhof online meeting. Gents, 40 years ago, Tinus Mankies, who was prim at the time, assisted by a very friendly and very helpful Haka, welcomed the 1981 first years to Wilgenhof. Now the newcomers included Boere and Souties, some of which could not speak any Afrikaans. There were a few ex-soldiers, rugby players, surfers, nerds, charmers, drinkers, a ballet dancer, a Namibian, a few clever engineers, and some fancy lawboys. Now the not so friendly Fear, Tommy Boom Boom van Sail, and the three menere Blignout van der Merwe and Moore taught us, moenie 'n papegaai wees nie, dink vir jouself. And in less than a week, the group were not only friends, but we also broke a few records. A few weeks later, under Onaprim Grant Hill, he entertained us with the vleisfees. Now, those were the days when 180 residents and a few country members could still field 5 rugby teams. So when I started working in Stellenbosch in 1990, the late Henny Hale invited me to become part of the Weskaap Bond of Wilgenhoffers. Now, by that time, the National Association has already existed for about 5 years, but the Western Cape had more regular events. And one of my very first assignments was to send out hard copy invitations to Wilgenhoffers to come and listen to die kraaie in die KWV Kathedraalkelder in die Parel. I became inwonende hoof in 97, and the primarius, then Chuckles van Sail, had to introduce me to the willows of the 90s. Although already back in 1983, Wilgenhof was the first Stellenbosch residents to vote in favor of accepting students of all races. In all those years to 96, there were only 2 black first years in Wilgenhof. The one stayed for less than a week, and Trevor Clark in 93 became the first black student in die Grootboek. But from 97, with the aspirations of the new constitution now in place, racial diversity became increasingly important. And I think we should honor those early black pioneers in Wilgenhof. The first 15 names in the Grootboek, and that's the years 97 to 2002, are Lucien Meton, Earl Cavido, John Kennedy, David Isaacs, who also was elected as the first black Haka member in 2002, Xavier Nene, Ranga Chimombi, Christian de Vries, Albert Mururu, Boerig van Wyk, Tsekum Zimkulu, Roderick Farrow, Marlon Hofmeester, Ryan January, Garth Roman, and CJ Sadego. In those years, from 97 to 2010, I could intimately observe the real magic of Wilgenhof. And there were many unforgettable moments. 2 Sauer victories, a national SER title, and numerous other mokkies, including, believe it, the best academic residence for 4 years running. In 2004, Marcel de Tooy and his HK distilled the list of existing grondbeginsels into the 4 founding values that remained our guide through all these ups and downs. And as we all know them now, sense of community, individuality, critical thinking, and respect. During the last decade, and now obviously more from a distance, I could observe the Xhosa's leadership doing their best to be true to the founding values and the traditions of Wilgenhof. However, it became increasingly clear that the current context demanded a realignment of the traditional practices and a more focused effort to become more inclusive. As chairperson, I had the privilege to work with a group of dynamic and innovative younger Wilgenhof alumni. They serve the best interests of the alumni and the Xhosas, and I have full confidence in them, in Nico de Waal and his team, to assist the current Xhosa's leadership to build a proud Wilgenhof future on the foundations of a proud Wilgenhof history. Now, after 40 years, I think it's time for me to join the other outoppies op die kwadbanke. Thank you, gentlemen.
Leroux, if everyone's microphones were on, this would have probably brought the house down, really, honestly. I'm not going to say thank you, it's not my job, but in my heart, I do feel it.